Alright, what is up my friends? Welcome to another Monday video here on CoolStuffInc.com. Got a good one for you today, and this is a deck I've been dabbling with on and off for the last 6 months maybe, and we've tried 4-color versions and 3-color versions. I made top 8 of the Modern Championship thing at SCGCon a while back with the Jeskai version, and we got a new card, and it's one of the most innocent looking cards in Modern Horizons, and I think everyone's quickly realizing how not innocent it really is and how much more it is than the sum of its parts. Arcum's Astrolabe. This card is something else. I know it just looks like a simple little mana fixer. Okay, it's cost the mana, fix your mana, whatever. This card does everything. Everything. A 1-mana artifact that comes into play and draws a card honestly might be playable in and of itself. You look at decks like Ironworks, Urza, decks that are often playing artifacts that are worse than that, just to turn on their synergies. There's just being an artifact and drawing a card is an ability in and of itself. Of course, it also fixes your mana, allowing you to have excellent mana. We're seeing this in a lot of 4-color decks, in Legacy, and Pauper, and Modern, and everywhere. But that's not all. So it comes into play. It draws a card. It's an artifact. It fixes your mana. And that's all sort of insular as to what the card is. But once you look at it beyond the scope of Arcum's Astrolabe by itself, this card just does so much with so many other things. And it is a perfect fit into this Saheeli Rai Felidar Guardian combo deck. Let's go over the deck a little bit, and then we'll come back to why Astrolabe is so important. So this is a combo deck in a similar vein to Splinter Twin, in that we have an infinite combo between 2 cards that wins the game instantly. Those 2 cards are Saheeli Rai, Planeswalker, 1 blue-red. The plus ability is scry 1, deal damage. The important ability is the -2 ability, which you can use to create a token that is a copy of an artifact or creature you control, and it gains haste. That's the important part. Other half of the combo is Felidar Guardian, a 1/4 creature for 4, cat beast, very important. And when it comes into play, you can essentially flicker another permanent you control. That means it's exiled and it comes back immediately. So this, if it's a creature, it resets any damage on it. If it's a planeswalker, you can use it again. So, Saheeli Rai copies Felidar Guardian. Felidar Guardian flickers Saheeli Rai. New Saheeli Rai copies Felidar Guardian. Flickers Saheeli. Infinite. So, much like Splinter Twin combo, you end up with an infinite pile of 1/4 creature tokens with haste. So, attack, your opponent's dead. So, pretty simple combo. 1 card costs 3, 1 card costs 4. This deck can win as early as turn 4. You can just curve your Planeswalker into your Felidar Guardian and kill them. But obviously, you know, it's a combo that's stoppable by a counterspell or a removal spell. Even a card like Lava Dart can stop the combo because the Saheeli Rai will have 1 loyalty when it is being activated targeting Felidar Guardian, and they can kill it in response. So it's a 2-card combo, somewhat fragile at times, but the entire deck is of course built around that. So because the combo is so lean in that it's only 2 cards, that gives us a pretty big benefit of filling our entire deck with other interactive cards. So like Splinter Twin, we just have a really solid Jeskai pseudo control deck. You know, we have Path to Exile, we have Lightning Bolt, we have Lightning Helix, we have counterspells like Spell Pierce, and then the extremely important Force of Negation. If you saw my article last Friday on CoolStuffInc.com, I called this one of the most important cards in Modern, and this deck list was actually in that article. So really important card for defending ourselves. And we also have Planeswalkers like Teferi Time Raveler and Narset, as well as cantrips like Serum Visions and the aforementioned Astrolabe, a couple Snapcaster Mages. So it looks mostly just like a regular Jeskai control deck. The difference being that instead of winning with Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, or Jace the Mind Sculptor, or Celestial Colonnade, we're just killing our opponent with a combo. Now, that's important in Modern, because if you look at the Azorius control decks that kind of just dirtle around and try and stick a Planeswalker and take forever to close the game, eventually your Modern opponents can often find a way to beat you because the decks in Modern are so powerful. So having a way that just wins the game in one shot, like, is very important in Modern. So that's pretty great. Now, The important thing also, because we are this sort of mid-rangey control deck, is to make sure our combo pieces actually do something that furthers our game plan. If we were a control deck with 8 uncastable cards in it, we'd be a pretty bad control deck. So Saheeli Rai, of course, can scry, which is whatever, but this is where the Astrolabe comes in. So Saheeli Rai can make a copy of Astrolabe and draw a card. That seems innocent, but if Saheeli's -2 is draw a card, that's quite good. And then more importantly, Felidar Guardian can of course flicker the Astrolabe to draw a card, but more important, Felidar Guardian can flicker any of our Planeswalkers, not just Saheeli. So with a Narset, a great curve is play Narset, -2. Untap return 4, -2. Play Felidar Guardian, flicker Narset, -2. That's a lot of dig through times. And of course, flickering Teferi Time Raveler, same thing, where you can minus it to draw a card, flicker it, and then plus it again to keep it safe. And like we said, flickering Astrolabe is also quite good as well. This deck used to play somewhat suspect cards like Spreading Seas or Wall of Omens, just looking for good things to flicker, and Astrolabe makes that super, super easy. So that's really, really cool too. So we have our 2 combo cards working together with our other cards very, very well to form card advantage. Again, if Felidar Guardian was just a 1/4 that came into play and drew a card, or came into play and looked at your top 4 cards to put one of them into your hand, that's pretty good, honestly. So turning our combo pieces into actual cards, very important. The other really, really important facet to this deck is Teferi Time Raveler. Now, we know Teferi is a good card. We see it in Standard all the time. It's been plopping up in Modern and Legacy. Very powerful card. Obviously, making your opponents play Yu-Gi-Oh! When you're playing Magic, where they can't play anything at instant speed, is huge, but it is 10 times more huge for a combo deck. Teferi Time Raveler, while really good in general, and a side note, also annoyingly good against basically everything in Modern. You play this card through a League of Magic Online, you'll find a brand new way it screws your opponent every time. Want to Cascade Bloodbraid Elf? Can't. Wants to spend a Rift Bolt and cast it? Can't. Have Shadow Torch of Defiance in play? Sorry, can't cast that card. Want to Cascade into Living End? Sorry, not today. Want to cast Bring to Light? Nah, that's not going to happen either. So, Teferi is very, very powerful, but the important part for how it interacts in a combo deck is our opponent can't interact with us. So they may have Counterspell, they may have Lightning Bolt, they may have Terminate. Sorry, we're going to do our combo on our turn, and we're going to kill you and you're dead. Can't do anything about it. And the other factor is, if someone were to play a hate card, say they were to play a Ruined Halo on Felidar Guardian, or they were to play a Pithing Needle on Saheeli Rai, or they were to play an Ensnaring Bridge, Teferi just deals with all those. It bounces artifacts or enchantments, and artifacts or enchantments are typically the kind of hate permanents players will bring in to try and beat combo decks. So Teferi does literally everything, by far the most important card in the deck. Teferi is the card that makes this deck viable, which is amazing. So that's the deck. Sideboard's got a lot of good pieces in it. Again, a lot of good fair tools. We got Timely Reinforcements against Burn, other aggro decks. Also good at making blockers to protect the Planeswalkers. One of the cool things about this deck is there are a lot of great sideboard cards in white. Stony Silence and Rest in Peace are extreme home runs against the decks they're good against. And for the most part, these cards don't affect us at all. We have 4 Astrolabes that don't even need to really do anything to be good. And that's it. And then we have 2 Snapcaster Mages. If they're Ambush Vipers, so be it. 1 Celestial Purge, a 3rd Narset when it's really good, a Dispel, a couple Wrath effects in Supreme Verdict and Engineered Explosives. Ashiok Dream Render is a sort of split sideboard card for decks like Dredge or Graveyard decks, as well as decks like Valakut. 1 copy of Wear and Tear when you got to kill an artifact or enchantment. And then our little juke here of 2 copies of Geist of St. Traft. If we're scared our opponent is going to be able to disrupt us, or maybe like Surgical Extraction our Saheeli, or some sort of other thing that stops us from winning that way, Geist is a great alternate win condition and a great card to come in when you want to pressure your opponent on multiple angles. One thing I forgot also, going over the deck, Astrolabe also plays phenomenally with Teferi Time Raveler. If your opponent has nothing to bounce, you can just bounce your Astrolabe, draw a card, cast the Astrolabe, draw another card. So it turns Teferi's -3 into a draw 2, as if it wasn't already good enough. So, big fan of his deck. Big fan of his deck. You're watching this on Monday. I played in a PTQ yesterday, local PTQ on Long Island, and hopefully I won. So I'm probably playing this deck. So let's battle. Let's infinite cat combo some people. All right, round 1. Let's roll. We're on the draw. We're a little lacking interaction. No bolts, no path. We do have a force, which is pretty important. Teferi's good. Felidar Guardian's good. We're going to keep this hand. If we knew what we were playing against, there are definitely decks we would mulligan this hand against, but humans is definitely one of them. Humans is definitely one of them. Our hand is pretty bad against humans, unfortunately. Humans, one of the few decks in the format where Force of Negation is not good and has not been very popular lately. Alright. That's a start, at least. Definitely don't love casting a path on turn 1. But it... Alright, we're going to play Flooded Strand. We'll give ourselves the option. Let's see what they play. If they play a Thalia, we'll probably just fetch a tap land, and we'll path a Thalia. Melee Mage. Just let it resolve. Quickly. Hoping they don't name path. It might name path, but... Okay. We're okay with that. We have Teferi. We can bounce it. Don't think pathing the Champion of the Parish in response is a good thing to be doing. Alright, so we'll get Hallowed Fountain tapped. Alright, well, we have full combo now. We're going to play Mountain and Sego because we can flash in Snapcaster Mage to block. And Snapcaster's not doing much else at the moment. It is going to be difficult to just like play Saheeli. We're probably playing Teferi next turn. We'll see. It's gonna be a Mantis Rider. It's a pretty decent hand here. Okay. So we get our like pseudo removal spell off. Now we can decide what we want to do this turn. I don't hate just playing Teferi and bouncing Champion. That buys us a good amount of time. Now we have access to Path also. But if we are able to Felidar Guardian and we can Path the same turn. So we're going to fetch a Plains and Teferi bounce Champion. The only really bad scenario is a second Mantis Rider, I think. And we're going to get Plains so we can flicker it later with the Felidar Guardian. Theoretically, this might be their only basic, too, which is kind of cool, so our path's going to be pretty nice. I already have 4 lands, though. It doesn't really matter that much, but... So ideally, our next turn is Felidar Guardian, Flicker Plains, go, path something, untap, kill them. They probably have 4 Reflector Mage, so... Thalia's Lieutenant. Okay. Interesting that they're playing this and not playing the Champion of the Parish. I mean, they definitely have a 2-drop they want to cast. And it is Unsettled Mariner, which throws off our Path to Exile plan pretty badly. That was pretty good. So now we can Path the Mariner, and I guess Helix the Lieutenant. That's still pretty tough. I'm sorry, we can Helix the Mariner and then Path the Mantis Rider, but that's better. Actually, we have no fetchable basics left to get with Arid Mesa, which is quite annoying. So we're going to need to shock here, which means we are dead to 2. I'm sorry, we gain life. Still not a great spot to be in. At least we're killing the flying creature. Alright, so yeah, we're going to have to Helix the Mariner and then Path the Mantis Rider and say a little prayer. They have 2 cards in hand. One of them is Champion of the Parish. So we're going to need a little more help here. But alright, so we're going to play a shock land and say go. It's important to note also that you can Saheeli combo in 1 turn with 6 mana. You play Felidar Guardian, you flicker a land, which untaps it, play Saheeli and kill them. So we are 2 turns away from just killing them all in one shot. Alright, so they're moving to combat. Attacking me. Attacking me. And not attacking with the Mariner. That's interesting. Alright, so we're going to Helix the Mariner. Pat the Mantis Rider, and now we're going to a reasonably healthy 5. Honestly, it's not too bad. Alright, so they have 2 basics. Okay. Some play 1, some play 2. Now I would love to draw any piece of interaction, because I'd prefer to just kill them all in one shot, rather than try and play Felidar Guardian and then hope they don't have Reflector Mage. So Noble Arc. They have 1 card left. So we may be in a spot where we have to play Reflector. Play this. I mean, honestly, we need to play this. Oh wait, hold on. Oh my god, they have the Booter too. Wow. All right, pretty tough. Pretty tough. Now we need some pretty serious help. We have a lethal Thalia's Lieutenant, a pretty big Champion of the Parish. Yeah, we need some serious help here. It's Snapcaster, Path. Even Path might not be good enough. Just trying to find out. I guess they have no cards left, so. Well, actually, I'm sorry. We can flicker the Teferi and bounce something. That's actually pretty good. So. Actually, we kind of can't, because we can, but the Arid Mesa has to fetch a dual land. And they have 2 draw steps next turn, because they have their draw step and the Waterlog Rove draw step. So Felidar Guardian has no can't necessarily block Champion of the Parish, which kind of stinks. Yeah, having Arid Mesa here and not Flooded Strand or Scalding Tarn has been extremely, extremely difficult. We could always draw an untapped land off of Teferi Time Raveler, but and then bouncing Lieutenant is bad anyway. This is a really tough spot. We could bounce Champion, then we're dead though. So if we shock, we go to 2 and they just kill us with the freebooter. I guess that's not entirely true, because if they attack with only this, we can path it. All right, we're gonna play Felidar Guardian. We're gonna flicker Teferi, and we're gonna hope to draw some sort of untapped land, and not at the shock, because I don't really see a better play. Astrolabe. All right, so we say go. Now they have another canopy land, sure. Sure. If they attack with both, sure. We still have to find an answer to Freebooter. Or just find a Saheeli. If they attack with both, we get to... Oh, God. Oh, God. All right. This severely complicates things. Because now, if they name Path, we lose. And if we path one of them in response, they just attack with the other one, and we're fine. Because if they attack with both, that was a really good draw. If they attack with both, we get to shock, fetch, path this, take one, go to one. If they attack with only Freebooter, we get to path Freebooter, win the game. Now we can't do either because our hand is forced beforehand. And if we let this resolve, they name path and we just die. I guess, or we have to chump block, which is just terrible anyway. This has been a difficult game. Unfortunately, one of the one matches for Force is not good. Only hope would be that they name Bolt instead of Path. We are obviously taking a long time in response here, so they're going to name one or the other, and it's probably going to be Path. And if we cast the Path, then they just get to name like Saheeli or something. But we're gonna have to block anyway. So I think we're basically out of ways to win here. I'm just gonna let it resolve. I hope they name wrong. I don't think we have any ways to win anymore. I hope they name Bolt or something else, and try and make our play regardless. We actually were set up decently well here, like I said, where they attack with both. We go to one and kill the Lieutenant. Attack with only Freebooter, we kill that, win the game. Now our hand's forced, and we'll see what they do. I think the naming path is 80% going to happen. Okay, they chose Lightning Bolt. Okay. Well, so you're telling me that there's a chance. So now they attack with both. We have 2 draws at any 1 mana removal spell to win the game. So given how this game has played out, I am very happy with that chance. So any Bolt Path. Oh. The Booter is attacking Teferi? Interesting. Doesn't really matter that much, but sure. There you go. All right, that's game. Wait, nope, never mind. They named Bolt, I forgot. That's really bad. Okay, okay. Nah, I think we're dead. I forgot this naming Bolt was irrelevant to me because it didn't affect my play at the time, but obviously it affected our draws. So we need to draw a Snap or a Path or Teferi. Aether Vial, sure. All right, so tough game, tough game. Obviously, Force Negation not very good. I would obviously have not have kept our hand if I knew what we were playing against. Our hand had no removal in it, and ended up being pretty awkward. And they hit their spots pretty good. So let's bring in our explosives, our verdict, our Celestial Purge, and our 2 timelies. We're cutting all 4 forces. We're cutting 2 spell pierces. Meaning we need to bring in 1 more card. I don't hate Narset. I think Narset's fine. Yeah, this is fine. I think if they play well around our removal spells, then it could be tough for us. But realistically, we're a 4 bolt, 4 path Planeswalker Wrath of God deck against their human deck. So we'll see what we can do here. We'll see what we can do. That game was exceedingly close, despite things being a little iffy. Turning our 4 forces into 2 Wrath of Gods and 2 Timelies feels pretty good. Feels pretty good. I think a Wrath of God or Timely would have won that game easily. So the dead force in our hand being something better is kind of cool. Unsettled Mariner is quite good. Definitely a good card. Alright, let's go first. This hand is significantly better than the previous. We have 2 cantrips, Teferi, bolts. This is great. We're going to keep this. I think we're just going to mount an Astrolabe. Then next turn we can decide a little better on Serum Visions and have bolt up. Okay. Okay. Vial is fine. Teferi also very good against Vial too, which is nice. Hallowed Fountain. Okay. I mean, we're not going to play anything on turn 2 we need to bolt. I guess if it's exactly Freebooter, we'll want to bolt it before it resolves, but for the most part... Alright, I guess we'll give ourselves the option. Alright, we'll just fetch a basic island here and just cast Serum Visions. We have to shock next turn. I mean, the other option is just Serum Visions and play Hallowed Fountain tapped. Take less damage. We have Timely as well. Alright, this is fine. We're going to fetch first and not screw up our scry. Path, Arid Mesa. I think we're actually interested in both of those. Definitely love being able to bolt a 2-drop here and then Teferi bounce their Vial. We'll see what their 2-drop is. Obviously, if it's Mariner or Thalia, it's not possible. Sure. Alright, so they have a 1-drop Teferi is dead. I don't think I care. Because they're on 1 land. Resetting that Vial is pretty significant. We get to draw a card off it anyway. Wow. Okay. Well, that is good news for us. Now we get to play a Narset with a bolt up. That is pretty good. That is also pretty good. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're just going to do that. Sorry, Astrolabe. Yeah, I would say this game is effectively over. Yeah, okay. Fun game, fun game. So, a little bit awkward for us in game 1, super awkward for our opponent in game 2, and maybe game 3 will be a little more interesting. We're going to stay as is. Engineer Explosives is a card that I would never not put in a fair blue deck sideboard. Having 1 explosives, the first explosives is always just so good. Okay. Well, back to being awkward. So, 1 land hand, can't cast Astrolabe, can't keep this hand. We're gonna mulligan. This is a full combo, but alright, this hand is fine. We'll ship one of the duels. It's not great, but we're gonna keep. Opponent also mulligans, so we'll ship the we're gonna fetch a island with this Scalding Tarn. So maybe actually ship the Hallowed Fountain. Yeah, Island, Falls, Foundry. It's pretty good. We both mulligan. They're on the play, so they're down, down a number of cards, which is good for us here. But they obviously have a tempo going first. We don't have a kill spell yet, which is kind of awkward, but that's pretty good. I think actually I might want to cast Serum Visions now. Finding a kill spell for turn 2 seems pretty important. Yeah, definitely. Saheeli, Felidar Guardian, Flooded Strand. So, really awkward because we have the full combo. We have no removal. I don't think we can afford to bottom Felidar Guardian. Especially given that we're playing a Narset. This is really tough. It's going to be really hard to just play Saheeli on 3 and play Felidar Guardian on 4 and actually win the game. I think we actually bottom both here. We have 9 removal spells, a Wrath of God, and explosives, 4 Teferis to bounce things, 2 timelies. Our first removal spell is just 2 removal spells. We can't just goldfish a combo here. We have no interaction at all. I'm actually going to bottom both of these. Interesting. Meddling Mage, naming Path to Exile. Sure. Only have 4 bolts and 4 paths. Let's draw the right one. Alright, so Astrolabe. Flooded Strand. Alright, so we'll play Sulfur Falls. You can use the mana from Astrolabe as its snow mana to cast another Astrolabe. Come on, you're killing me. Killing me here. Just give me that first lightning bolt. Or timely, or a wrath, or an explosives. We have a Narset Impulse next turn, or we could always just snap Serum Visions, but I think we want to save the snap for when we actually draw a removal spell. Assuming that we do, of course. Mage number 2. If they name Bolt here, things get complicated. Alright. Thankfully, this clock isn't very fast. Collector, oof. I mean, turning off their vials to turn off my Astrolabes, that's pretty weird. Okay. We can just Narset here. Just Narset to dig for a kill spell. Leaving up Snapcaster to like try and just block is kind of lame. Yeah, I'm just gonna Narset. Just gain some life, cast an impulse. We'll get a plains off of this. We have mountain. We have Sacred Foundry. Yeah, we're gonna planes off this one. Alright, so Narset hit me. Teferi, Saheeli. Alright, so it's definitely Teferi. Also the benefit of maybe we can Teferi, we draw a bolt or a path, we can Teferi bounce the one that has the other and kill the other one with it. So, and we might be gaining more than 2 here because with Felidar Guardian in our deck, they're incentivized to actively kill Narset, not just leave it in play on 2. So Teague turns off Explosives and Wrath, and that's it. That's the only 2 cards in my deck it turns off. So a lot of weird hate bears here, but it's actually pretty good for us because we're this clock is so slow that we have time to actually do stuff. So realistically, we might just snap back Serum Visions next turn. They're all attacking me. That's insane. So they're leaving my Narset. All right. I mean, I would love to hit a spell at Narset if it's good. Okay, sure. So we get Bolt. So now we can Teferi bounce 1, kill the other. We're going to need to fetch an island. All right, it's Teferi bounce 1. If I bounce 1 on Bolt, Bolt the 1 on Path. And now they have 2 2/2s to our Teferi in play, and we're at 9. Then we have Snap, Visions, or Bolt next turn. That's fine. Bounce the 1 on Bolt. It's a pretty good draw. I mean, it's not. It smooths our mana out for next turn. It's not great. We have many, many better draws than that. But, all right, we just ship the turn here. Freebooter's kind of whatever. Our Purge is not great at the moment. And the Purge hits the Freebooter anyway, so... So, next turn we can snap Bolt or snap Visions and Purge Freebooter. I guess they're going to take the Purge, I guess, so... It's a very strange play. They chose to take the Saheeli. Now they're going to maybe melee mage on Purge. We just snap Bolt then. It's pretty weird. So we just snap Bolt this melee mage and then Purge the Freebooter. And we have a 2/1 to block the 2/2s. Alright, you say so. We're at 4. Like, we're not there yet. The snap has to chump block the 4/4, but that's weird. I guess we can just do this all on their turn, actually, so they can't even attack profitably. Okay, that's not okay. Alright, so that forces our hand. Now we need to snap Bolt the meddling mage. And if they copy Freebooter, they'll have a flying creature, which is actually kind of annoying. I mean, we're drawing. It sucks because we're drawing to so many things right now, but we just have a bunch of air in our hand, a bunch of lands in play. All right. Now the question is, am I okay allowing them to copy Freebooter? I mean, their only other copy is like the bear, I guess, or the noble hierarch. Like this snap has the chump block, which sucks. It's Saheeli. Copy one of these. All right, I think we just hit this. Lucky. I don't know what I'm talking about. Can't draw. Narset in play. Passive bunked. Don't think our opponents played this game particularly well. Hopefully we can win. That'd be cool. This also doesn't seem very good. Just attack with 1, I have a chump block. I mean, now I go to 2, I guess, so they can kill me next turn, but this also opens up Wrath and Explosives as outs for me, so... Alright, big draw here. That's a draw. So I guess now we're going to... No. We are going to snap Serum Visions and hope to draw our removal spell, I guess. Pretty awkward, honestly. We have a lot of looks. The problem is if we hit a I guess Explosives doesn't do anything, obviously. If we hit a timely, we can't even cast it. We don't have a better play though, so. All right, yeah. Let's just hope we hit here, I guess. If we're as lucky as our opponent thinks we are, maybe we'll hit. Come on. Oh, yeah. All right, so we got a path now. That's great. We're still not out of the woods yet, but I drew Manus Rider, didn't I? The Bugler? Alright. We're now at the point where if we draw Felidar Guardian, we just win the game, which is cool. Haven't seen one of those yet. So we have 6 mana in play, Saheeli in our hand, so we have a Bolt on top too. Alright, we're making some progress here. I mean, unfortunately, I would love it if the Snapcaster could stay in play, so we can copy it with Saheeli. Thalia's Lieutenant, that's pretty good. We're certainly not out of the woods yet. Now, oh wow. I mean, they're really just giving this game to us. like attack with both there. They know we have Saheeli in our hands. They know we can copy Snapcaster Mage. Okay. We can sack Teferi just to kill the Ufi. We won't draw a card, but it's not too bad. Then we have only one good attacker. We have a Bolt. The problem is that each of their creatures is pretty lethal. But I think that, man, drawing a card is pretty important. Can't bounce a Bugler. Bouncing a Noble Hierarch kind of sucks. We can bounce our own Snap rather than Saheeli copy it. But I think I'd rather spend the mana on Saheeli so we can have a chance to get lucky. You could also just bounce an Astrolabe. So we get to Saheeli, copy Snapcaster, path the Bugler, and then set up to bolt the Oof. And then next turn, or we can bounce Snap, recast Snap, path, Saheeli. Yeah, we're gonna. I'm not bouncing Bugler. I'm not bouncing Oof. Bounce this, cast it, place Saheeli, copy. All right, let's try and just win the game. Let's see if we can get lucky. That's pretty good too, honestly. All right, so we're gonna cast this, Snap. Oh, I'm sorry, cast this, Saheeli. I don't even cast this now. We just hold on to it. So we go Saheeli. Yeah, Saheeli, cast. So Saheeli, copy Snapcaster Mage, path to Exile. Just gonna path the Bugler. They get final land. Maybe we could have path the Oof. Might have been better. I'm just trying to go fast now. Now we have Bolt and path up. Play this tapped. Attack for 2. And it's your turn. Complicated game. Deputy of Detention. Okay. Targeting Snapcaster Mage. That doesn't seem very good either. Okay, sure. I would love to be able to kill your deputy and get another flashback trigger off my Snapcaster Mage. Sure. I can with just the Noble Hierarch. All right, so we're going to, I guess, bolt this. And then we're going to save the path for our turn. We can kill this. Draw, scry, Felidar Guardian. Felidar Guardian. Must be nice. Probably gonna make me do it because they seem like they're the salty type. Yeah, clearly. I assure you, my friend, I will not run out of time. the always yes works. That'd be cool. If you're my opponent in this scenario, it's a league. You know, we're not playing in the finals of the Pro Tour. You're playing for a couple play points and some chests. Just concede. You know, like, it's not worth your time. We're a roller coaster in chat here. Friendly, salty, friendly, salty, salty, friendly. Smile, you're on candid camera. Is this concession lag or is this actual lag? What is going on? Sorry, folks. Not the most exciting part of the video, but this is what an infinite combo looks like. It's called a loop. Loop, loop, de doop, loop, de doop, loop, de doop, doo doop, doo doop, loop, de doop, loop, de doop, loop, de doop, de doop, de loop. I have enough yet? I'm kind of mindlessly clicking. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, maybe one or two more. Loop, loop, de doop, loop, de doop, loop, de doop, de doop, de doop, loop, de doop, loop, de doop, loop, de doop, de doop, do. All right. Get you. Oh, we're gonna block too. That's good. That's good. You know, it's important in life to value your time. Doop de doop de doop de. Funny part is our opponent's being salty, but I think that they threw away that game on multiple spots. So this is one thing to note: if you're a player who gets salty, you are throwing away a lot of your equity at getting better at Magic because you're wasting your energy on being salty and not looking at the game when obvious mistakes were clearly made. So let that be a lesson to y'all if you get salty. And we're all a victim of that, all of us. You know, we've all been frustrated at a point, and because we were frustrated, missed something. Try to minimize it as much as possible, you know? All right, 1-0. It's fine. It's not great, but it's fine. Excuse me. I think the 5th land there is definitely not the card we were looking for, but alright, let's just Astrolabe. Get the ball rolling here. Again, of course, Teferi can bounce our Astrolabe to draw more cards, which is pretty awesome. So I have concerns that Path to Exile is not going to be good here. Which makes our hand pretty bad. Wow. Teferi can bounce the Darksteel Citadel. Oh, they're playing the Paradoxical Outcome combo deck. That's got to be bad for us. There's no way that's good for us. All right. Well, Our hand's pretty bad, unfortunately. Our opponent's probably not playing any creatures in their deck. Okay, never mind. Yeah, let's pat that immediately. And then, honestly, we're probably going to path the Construct, too. I mean, we could always just Teferi bounce the Construct, obviously. I guess Teferi bouncing the land at this point isn't really that good. We could also path the Construct and then just bounce my Astrolabe instead. They have 2 cards in hand. Let's save the path for the next Urza. That's pretty good. Okay, I mean, now we can Felidar Guardian our Teferi and bounce something. Aether Flux Reservoir. So for those who don't know, this is a combo deck based around paradoxical outcome, bouncing all your 0 drops and then recasting them, obviously with Aether Flux Reservoir in play if possible. Thankfully, our Felidar Guardian can bounce that. And I think we're going to fetch... I might just get a shock land here, honestly. I don't think the damage is going to matter at all. Actually, I guess this thing does... Yeah, it deals 50, so probably not going to matter. So just shock. You can see here why Felidar Guardian is sweet. Opponent can't respond, obviously. You want to do that, and then bounce this 4-mana artifact, buy some more time. Has a lot of burn. Fortunately, I don't think burn's really what we're looking for here, but we can just run the old Felidar Guardian bounce keys again if we have to. Saheeli, okay. So they're in a reservoir here again. It's fine. I have 1 card left. So now even if they... Like, we're assuming they have Outcome as their last card. They're trying to do it with Reservoir in play. Now, even if they have an Outcome, they can still make a bunch of 1/1s. So, I mean, I do like the idea of killing Saheeli. It doesn't look... We can't kill Saheeli and bounce the Reservoir. So they may end up with a bunch of 1/1s. Which isn't really the end of the world, I suppose. It's not like they're gonna draw. They'll draw a few cards off the thing. What's the? I need to read paradoxical outcome. Sorry, folks. There you go. We're on CoolStuffInc.com. Perfect. Return any number of target non-land, non-token permanents you control to its owner's hand and draw cards. They cannot bounce the tokens and draw cards. They can bounce explosives, mocks, and draw 3 cards, which isn't really that bad. So yeah, we're just going to Felidar Guardian and once again bounce Reservoir. I mentioned how good Teferi is, because Teferi really is that good. Let's play another Astrolabe. Alright, so we are looking for Saheeli. We're reasonably safe here. An outcome would be a little annoying, but not really the end of the world. Another Urza? Sure. That's pretty good. Because now they can tap all this stuff for mana. So now I suppose that they have an outcome, it's not great. Because it also generates mana too. It's a Reservoir. So if their last card is also outcome, we could be in trouble here. And it is. So maybe I should have left that Path to Exile. That might be a mistake on my part. Maybe playing Astrolabe just wasn't worth it. Oh, that's pretty cool. They copied the Reservoir? Okay. But their last card wasn't a thing, but now they can make mana and activate Urza. Top card is Astrolabe. Alright. So they gain some life. Draw a card. Top card is Explosives on 0. Gain some life. Draw a card. So we're dead if they cast one more spell. Astrolabe. So I think we punted this game. I just wasn't really aware of what this deck could do, clearly. And I should have looked at the path. There's no reason to cast the Astrolabe. That was pretty cool, though. It's a deck I've been looking forward to trying at some point. Yeah, letting them draw Urza and kill us was probably a bad idea. I definitely should have left the Path to Exile up. That was very stupid. And there's Saheeli, obviously. So yeah, we punted that game. We just threw it away. All right. So we need to bring in Narset's pretty great. Wear and Tear, Explosives. It's weird that we're going to bring Explosives and Stony, but with Stony's in play, but we're happy anyway, so... what do we got to cut? I would say our burn spells are not particularly useful. It might just be that. Now we're just blue-white control, basically. I mean, we do have, like... Dispel is also good. I want Path for Urza for sure, so... Maybe the Explosives is weird because it kills all their zeros, which is actually pretty good. Dispel only counters Outcome or possible counter spells. Maybe just gotta Snap, honestly. Without bolts and stuff, like, is Snap even good? Doesn't look like it. Alright, I'm pretty happy with this. I'm pretty sure we should have won that game. I think I just threw that one away. If we pass the Urza, they don't gain that traction at all, and we untap and, like, draw a card... Serum Visions, draw a card, and we either win that turn or the next turn. We also get to bolt the Saheeli as well, so pretty sure we threw that one away, which is okay. That's how we're learning. We're gonna keep this. I'm gonna fetch a, I guess a Hallowed Fountain, because we have very few red cards in our deck anymore. Already have his mountain. He's got Serum Visions. Spell Pierce, Force, Explosives. I mean, there's a lot of interaction. I do like the idea of Explosives. Second blue card for Force. Neither of these are very good at forwarding our plan. I'm a little tempted to just bottom both. I don't know how good this Explosives actually is, especially this early in the game. I think I bottom this. I'm gonna bottom this too. Not sure about that, honestly. I'm not super familiar with their deck. I've seen it before. I haven't really played against it. Mishra's Bauble targeting me. So draw a card. Land, obviously. I mean, I prefer Explosives to a land, obviously, but sure. Alright, I'll just say go here. Getting Teferi in play seems pretty nice. That's a thing we can do. Pithing Needle. We might need to Spell Pierce that. That is pretty annoying if they name Saheeli or Teferi. Let's just hard cast Force next turn, so or play Teferi. Alright, we're gonna... We'll spell pierce that. Hopefully draw a blue card. That is a blue card. Alright, we're going to just slam Teferi. The question is, do we draw or not? They currently have nothing we'd like to bounce. I would love to draw a blue card that's not Saheeli, though. We're going to draw a card. Man, killer. Killer. Interesting. Explosives on 3. I mean, that's annoying, but fine, I guess. Alright, so now I kind of wish I didn't bounce, so I could have drawn 2, but it's fine. Jeez. Alright, we'll say go here. Leave up Hardcast Force. Obviously not playing Saheeli into a explosives. Explosives on 0, sure. This is an Urza. Yeah, I mean, we have no recourse, unfortunately. Urza is a very messed up Magic card. This just taps for mana of just any blue mana, no restrictions at all. Alright, well, this better be good, I guess. Felidar Guardian is pretty good. So now we get to Felidar Guardian, bounce, or flicker Teferi, and Teferi will bounce the construct, I guess. They activate Urza in response. We just have... We're not bouncing Urza, so... let me just bottom this. So they're going to just pop the explosives. I guess that makes sense. Sure. So that's fine. Now our Saheeli's safe. So I guess kill me or kill Felidar Guardian this turn. Which they can probably do, I guess. I mean, they need like Reservoir and Outcome and some stuff, but... So this is just draw 3. I guess 4, 5. Draw 5. Bounce stuff. Still have 2 cards left. They have to... I mean, I guess these are just free because of Urza. I'm going to let this resolve because we have the kill next turn, so... Kill with counterspell backup. I'm gonna wait until they actually have some way to kill me. I don't think that pitching Saheeli to Force and having 0 cards left is a winning line. Sure. This seems good for us. I mean, I guess Sai is pretty dirty, because now they can just make a bajillion. They're making so much mana. Yeah, I might be dead here. I did tweet out, like 2 weeks ago, that Mox Opal will not be legal. Oh, come on. They have Pithing Needle, too? Alright, now we're dead. Obviously, no point in forcing that and losing Saheeli, so... Yeah. Alright. Yeah, I mean... Top card, Darksteel Citadel. Okay. So now we need to draw one of our artifact removal spells or Teferi. This turn, or we're dead. Alright. You win. So we punted game 1, and then game 2 didn't go too good for us. Unfortunate. Definitely unfortunate. Deck's kind of cool. Kind of a weird deck. It's kind of surprising Mox Opal is still a legal Magic card if they're going to keep printing busted artifact things. Alright, round 3. Another double path hand. We're on the draw. It's not a great hand, but I don't think we can really mulligan this hand. We're going to keep. I mean, the paths aren't good. Yeah, we're in trouble, but it's pretty hard to mulligan the 3-land 4-spell, you know, reasonable hand. Right, so hopefully they're playing a Stoneforge deck, I guess. Make these paths do something. Not just blue-white control. So that might be blue-white control with an opt, scared we're playing burn. Didn't want to shock. Maybe? I don't know. It was a weird little pause. Alright, so they're probably blue-white spirits, I guess. Let's see. Let's start with the Hallowed Fountain, I suppose. I think I like just killing this Mariner right now, not letting them untap and have Spell Queller or something like that. Drawing them out. I mean, the bolt there's pretty good. Not too bad of a draw, if I do say so myself. Card's quite good. Very annoying card for decks with a lot of removal spells. Has a lot of cute little side interactions too. You can't Grape Shot your opponent if this is in play, obviously. Band Spirits, maybe? Okay. Spectral Sailor. Spirit Pirate. And a Mariner. Alright. Okay, well, I doubt that playing Saheeli raw here is a good idea. Also don't love the idea of pathing them twice. And giving them a bajillion lands to utilize against us. So they can leave up counter magic and do stuff. We definitely got to get the Sailor off the board so they don't draw cards. We could double path. I mean, like, they probably just company then, which kind of sucks, but they just draw a land and do that anyway. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we should double path here. It kind of stinks, but we can't let them Sailor, draw cards, and letting them untap is also kind of gross, so... I'm trying to remember how many basics they'll have either. I don't know what band company plays as far as basics go. Ban company, ban spirits. Alright, well, they got enough, so. Mostly just splashing green for company, I guess. I mean, they play Noble, too. They gotta have green on turn 1. I don't know. Now we also have Felidar Guardian Flickering Snap for a bolt, too, so. Alright, there's your company, as expected. Just don't be too Drog-Skull captains. Alright, good. Three cards left, probably all spells. Kind of stinks a little, but... suppose Force of Negation here on this bolt could be problematic, but... Alright. I mean, we're at a pretty healthy 17. They got some cards left for sure, but we have our combo chilling. Obviously, we don't want to get countered or get pathed, but we also have the ability to Felidar Guardian or Saheeli Rai Snap for another path. Try and draw out a removal spell. Alright, that's really good. Company is still a very good Magic card. I lost to a blue-white Spirits deck with Jeskai Saheeli in the modern Summer Championship or whatever it was called at SCG Con. It does seem like a somewhat difficult matchup. They are a creature deck with a ton of interaction and creature interaction and a reasonably fast clock, and they play at instant speed. So, definitely not the easiest matchup for sure. This Mausoleum Wanderer also really messes up our flicker plan, and they probably have path too. This is going to be really difficult. All right, I mean, I think we just go for it. We're going to end up killing the Wanderer instead rather than the Captain because they're going to sacrifice it, obviously, but they need to like not have Path or anything else. They have 3 spells in their hand, so tough game because they drew 3 lands and all spells, but our 2 paths gave them the extra mana to deploy multiple things at once. I don't love Path to Exile. It's definitely not my favorite Magic card. It's good, but in the early game, it is a pretty big liability. If those paths had all been bolts, this game would probably be a lot easier. They're going to path the actual Felidar Guardian. It's our last basic. So we still get to cast our path. I assume they're going to sacrifice the Wanderer to counter it. Then they have 2 cards left, and if they have another Captain or a Phantasmal Image, then we can no longer kill their creatures. I mean, we could just draw Felidar Guardian and kill them. That'd be kind of cool. Alright, so they finally drew a land. That's good. Because again, them drawing 3 lands, all spells, and us giving them the 2 extra lands, it really makes the paths pretty bad. Alright, so I can imagine they have Spellqueller. You're probably dead. Help me out, Narset. lightning bolt. There's a lightning bolt. So no secrets here. They obviously know about this. Instant speed Supreme Phantom. Alright, well, I guess we're dead anyway, so their last card is a 100% Spell Queller. No. Okay. Staying alive. And Narset buys us another turn, perhaps? That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Alright. And their card's probably Path, then? I mean, we have the Force doesn't really do anything against Fiend's Path, I guess. If we play Saheeli, it just dies. Yeah, we just gotta say go, I guess. Alright, I mean, the card in their hand is either a Path to Exile or a land. And they miss a bunch of land drops, so it's gotta be Path then if it's not Spell Queller. Unless they're just like the most patient Spell Queller player in the history of Magic. Alright, so we can't fetch a basic with this. We're at basics. So we're just going to go to 1. Right? Because we draw 1 removal spell. But if we need the extra mana, this is a tough one. Because if we draw a 1 kill spell, we can kill the Rattle Chains and stay alive for one more turn. But if we draw like cantrips into our combo, and we need the mana, we can't use it. It's pretty awkward. I don't know if this is right or not, but you're out of fetchable lands, actually. Alright, big Felidar Guardian. Nope. Alright. So, kind of tough game there. Again, Force of Negation. I mean, would have countered those companies, but we didn't have it then. Alright, not a tough one here, not a tough one. This is definitely the hardest one so far. I think the Spirits is definitely, like, the Humans matchup, I think is fine, but Spirits in particular, like, our Timelies aren't good, our Purge isn't good. I don't mind Dispel. Verdict. I mean, Spell Pierces aren't bad against Company or Vile on the play. The Forces gotta go, though. And I guess it's just another Narset. The fact that our Timelies are bad kind of stinks. We are a Bolt, Path, Helix deck, so, you know, theoretically we should be okay. The fact that they resolve both companies, too. You know, each company put them up 2 cards. Our Path put them up cards. So we really just got buried in card advantage for the most part that game. Definitely a matchup where we probably need to stabilize before we can combo. We can't just like jam the combo. Maybe 4 Forces is too much. Like, maybe 4 Forces is too much. I like Force a lot, but... Oh, man. think we keep. I mean, Bolt, Helix, double Serum Visions. Get a lot of looks to get out of a draw some lands here. I'm gonna keep. Second Saheeli Rai is pretty worthless, but I can see many 6-card hands worse than this. Bottom ball against the 5, so silver lining there, I suppose. In the tank, in the tank. It's pretty cool. The Astrolabe also turns on the ultimate Saheeli. You can get an Astrolabe and draw a card. Yeah. All right. Yeah, Steam Vents. Path, Felidar Guardian, Hallowed Fountain. We're probably gonna want to bolt those. The Visions can find us our lands. Alright, so they play a Noble here, we're gonna bolt it for sure. Yeah. Run the mulligan to 5. Let's try to constrain their mana. And now we draw Felidar Guardian, and we look at 2 more cards, try to find some lands. Bolt, Flooded Strand. We're going to ship this Bolt, we just need lands. And top the Flooded Strand. And then if their play next turn isn't proactive enough, we can just jam Saheeli. He's pretty good. Alright. Just get a... I wonder Plains. That's probably Plains. We have Verdict in our deck and stuff. Let's get a Plains, kill Thalia. Just keep playing Magic. Selfless Spirit? That's not too bad. So now I'm pretty happy to just jam this, jam Saheeli. Don't want to leave Path up without shocking and just get an island. Yeah, I kind of like that. I doubt we'll ever need double red. Definitely a good Teferi matchup. We haven't tried Teferi yet. Teferi's pretty good here. Obviously, taking off their ability to interact. I'm going to bottom this Dispel. If they just main phase a company, if Dispel becomes really, really bad. So Dispel doesn't really defend our combo against Spell Queller either. So might just jam next turn. They have 2 cards in hand, and they could easily have company. A backup copy of Saheeli anyway. Land. I guess we could Astrolabe, draw the land, and then play Felidar Guardian, and just build our mana base a little bit here. I'm actually pretty cool with that. think that we jam and hope they have company and they miss the spell queller. If they have path, honestly, if they have queller, it's kind of cool because we can now have a 1-mana Felidar Guardian for later turns, and we have Saheeli anyway. So looks like company. So we're gonna see what's up. No. Interesting. So, I mean, now we target the Saheeli, they path the Felidar Guardian, and we just plus Saheeli and keep playing. Yeah, sure. I mean, they probably path, but... Alright, so now we go to copy. So now we... If we go to copy and they have path, we lose everything. I could just plus and scry and just... Okay. Alright, never mind. I mean, like, I honestly might have just plussed there. Because we've already resolved our spells. And if they have a path, I want to keep Saheeli anyway. So, like, I'll take it. Sure. But... Alright, run it back. Run it back. I guess they might want one more basic. Maybe replace one of the Arid Mesas with a Plains. We do fetch basics pretty aggressively, obviously, because of the Astrolabe, so... Okay, pretty awkward hand. Oh god, I'll get the card bug. Magic Online never change, you know? Let's hide that up here on my camera so you can't see it. Oh, no, it's gone now. Up, it's back. Alright, okay, opponent keeps 7. I mean, we find 1 snowland, our hand's actually pretty good. And we have a Serum Visions to do it. So we have 12 fetch lands and 4 bases. 16 hits off Serum Visions to make our hand pretty good. Because the Verdict is obviously quite good. I'm going to keep. I think this is not a great matchup. We got to get a little lucky here. We're also on the draw, too. We each have a million looks. So not having turn 1 Noble is like bad and good because it obviously means their hand is going to be pretty quick, but it makes our Verdict better too, so... Alright, that's a land. Ooh. That's our first Teferi, but we got to look for a land here, I think. We're going to bottom bolt these. Oh, this thing's... Damn, this stupid bug. Alright, you're up. Moorland Haunt means they are probably landlight. Which is honestly probably... Is that good for us? I don't even know. Thalia, that's really bad for us. Oh boy, alright. Okay, so we at least found our snowland. Currently have no answer to this Thalia, though. is possible. We'll get to the problem is, of course, that Spell Queller can counter Verdict. Oof, that's not very good either. Hand's gotten pretty awkward. Can I have that Bolt back? That'd be sweet. I feel like they're... I mean, I guess if we're going to Spell Queller this, that's 4 turn. I mean, it makes our Verdict better. All right, let's just cast the Serum Visions and see what's up, I suppose. Resolves. Path, land, Astrolabe. Alright, Astrolabe's gone. Tarn's on top. So we at least have a land coming, and the path helps too, so... Prefer not to have a Rattle Chains here. Alright, that's good. Alright, so... Honestly, not the end of the world so far. Next turn we can Astrolabe and Path. We're setting up for a Wrath. We're still at a decent life total. If they say go again, I'm going to feel pretty good about things. Alright. Definitely not. We could main phase Path and try and cast Lab, but I'd much rather just cast 1 Lab and Path on their turn. Yeah. I think I actively don't want them to Spell Queller this, so I played the land. Alright. I mean, we're making progress and we're still alive. So now the question becomes, when do we cast this Path to Exile? Is it in their upkeep, attack step? I guess it's probably their upkeep because we're going to cast it in the attack step anyway. So yeah, I guess we upkeep it, try and make it the most awkward for them. Okay. Alright, so they could have Spell Quellered the lab and chose not to, which is interesting. Now, if we upkeep Path through Thalia, and they have another Queller, we draw a land, we get to Wrath. We also just Snap Path too. Alright, yeah, we're gonna... I'm sorry, we can't Snap Path if they Queller it. I think this is fine. And we're still going to upkeep Attempt a Path. Like, if they go to Queller this, we get to Wrath them, the game probably just ends. So, alright, now we're out from under Thalia, which is nice. So now we can snap. The problem is, again, Path to Exile is just being so awful in this matchup. Like, it's obviously good to kill things, but, like, giving that land hurts so bad. You know? If it was just a bolt. Just give me more bolts, you know? Now, if we move to Wrath here, they get to float mana and activate Moorland Haunt and go into their turn with a token, and we're at 6. We go to Wrath and they have Spell Queller. We're basically dead. if we... I mean, Snap Path's pretty bad, too. We have Dispel for a possible company, but we can save that for later, so we can always... They do it on their turn, we just Wrath, so... I think we Astrolabe here and just say go and try and Snap Path on their upkeep, I guess. The flying creatures are really annoying. They have so many cards in there. These paths have just been so brutal. Land. It's a pretty good land. I mean, could cast Narset here and just try and spike a bolt. Problem is also if they have Spellcaller, they get to go Queller into Lord and just kill us. They have so many cards in their hand. Alright, we're going to say go. And then upkeep, we're going to path the spell or snap path the Spell Queller. I'd love a company response. Love it. That's why Dispel is so good. It's never play around it. Just so hard to play around a Dispel. Alright. Well, they are responding. So I think company response or Spellcaller response is really good for us. I don't know what else it could be. I guess Rattle Chains would be pretty annoying. But that also kind of plays into our verdict anyway. Oh, okay. Alright. I mean, so we get a one-turn respite from actually taking damage, which is nice. Now he gets to play Narset next turn. God, stupid bug. The only good news is we haven't put any creatures in the graveyard yet, so the Moorland Haunt's not doing a ton. Given that we're at 6, the ability to instant speed make creatures is pretty good. Unsettled Mariner, sure. I mean, a card that our snap can block. It's pretty cool. And Selfless Spirit. All right. Well, that ruins our Supreme Verdict dreams. God, stop drawing these things. Pretty sure it's just Narset and look for a bolt. All right, we found one. I mean, and now we can just bolt the Selfless Spirit on our turn. All right, they obviously can attack with Exalted. I probably just block. Because we have Wrath lined up, so we got another shot with Narset this turn, or next turn. I mean, we're trying, we're trying our damnedest here. And these 2 lands we gave him, it's tough. It's tough. mean, this is really good for us, I think. So they're firing out this company. And unless they hit a Selfless Spirit, we can just Wrath next turn. This could be really good for us. Pretty tense game. Pretty tense gameplay. Drogskull Captain, sure. I imagine if they had Selfless Spirit, they'd be slamming it, so Thalia, also fine. Alright, this is going to be pretty good for us. Suppose they could be aggressive here and like path my Snap and try and get in some damage, but it's a 2. That is actually really scary. Nope. Oh my god. Alright, so they have 3 cards left. Obviously, we still got to beat this Moorland Haunt, but that's pretty good too. Let's take a look. Serum Visions, sure. Alright, I mean, just gotta slam the Wrath here. Would have loved to have been able to cast a cantrip and make a land drop this turn, but we'll live, I guess. So now we just need to beat a 1/1 flyer every turn, plus the cards in their hand. And our hand is like, it's fine. It's not great. Certainly a little clunky. This 4th Astrolabe, not certainly great. This Dispel is a little iffy. Also just jam Felidar and flicker Narset and then dispel their Path to Exile. Try and set up for... That actually sets us up for a kill next turn pretty well. Because then we can Narset twice for Saheeli. Single Drogskull Captain. They have a Spell Queller. I don't think we can win. But we're going to need to deal with this Captain right now. And the only way to do that is Teferi. I think we're going to fire Teferi here and pray. Our hand is a little, unfortunately, just too clunky and too awkward. Yeah. I mean, the problem is we just lose Spell Queller anyway. It sucks if we just had... I guess the Bolt doesn't stop us anyway. Yeah, so we're pretty dead. Alright, tough match. Path to Exile really screwed us over this match. If those are bolts, honestly, I think we probably would have won both those games. Do not... Some Jeskai control players used to play 3 bolts and 4 paths. We're obviously playing 4 of each, and we're not changing it, but just be aware of the downside that path has. I guess we can hit exactly bolt or path off the Serum Visions. Or if we draw land, we get another rebuy, so sure. Bottom. The 4th Astrolabe. Oh. Alright, so tough match. Definitely a tough matchup, for sure. And things just a little awkward. A little awkward. For sure. Alright, so 2 kind of tough ones. We threw the match against the Urza deck, and then that one was super, super close. Too tight in general. Alright, so we're going to keep. We're going to lab first, because we also don't know what Serum Visions wants to do yet. Like, say we see a Helix on top. Is it good? Is it bad? We don't know yet. So let's see what they're doing. And set up for Visions next turn. Flooded Strand. Alright. Probably just want to lab into Visions. I think we're probably just fetching a duel here. Just get a Steam Vents. I guess we'll lab first. Let's get Island. The 2 labs and play doesn't even really matter, honestly. Your mana is just perfect the rest of the game. Force Path. I don't think I want this path. And I mean, Force isn't great against blue-eye control. It's okay. We're light on blue cards. I'm going to bottom this too. We haven't played a lot of good Force matchups. Force is obviously good in the unfair matchups. We've played 2 kind of fair beatdown decks and then a weird artifact-y deck where if we drew Force would have been really good, but alright, Steam Vents is interesting. Vista. Alright, so at present we have no idea what they are doing. I think I like slamming Narset here. If they have a 2-mana counterspell, so be it. And then I think we just get Mountain. Alright, if this is some sort of like blue-red control deck, we played against a deck like this on stream last week, where I played a deck similar to this. I went 4-1, my only loss was to a blue-red... Alright, it's not blue-red control. Okay, this is okay then. It's not great, but... Alright, so Teferi Time Raveler is obviously good against us. Oh, we are on Teferi Time Raveler, so let's... This is probably like some sort of like Jeskai control deck. Hold on a second. Doesn't really matter what we do, honestly. We're gonna play our own Teferi. I almost don't mind just bolting this Teferi right now, so we can just finish it off next turn. Playing at instant speed is like... It's honestly not that important for us, as long as they can't play at instant speed. Nah, we're just gonna get Serum Visions. Yeah, these are good. I don't think I need another Astrolabe, which bottom now. Let's top the Felidar Guardian, obviously, though. I mean, we are rolled up for a kill here, so... Heh! Okay. How about that? Well, I will see your Saheeli, and I will kill it and play my own Saheeli. They scry to the top. I don't think Mana Leak's particularly good in this deck. Alright, so they're going to bolt my Teferi. I'm going to plus Teferi. They just cast a bolt, so I'll play my own Saheeli. Plus my own Teferi again. I kind of like that, actually. In case they kill the one I have in play. Then we're going to bolt Saheeli and bolt Saheeli and hope they don't have 2 bolts, basically. Looks like they do. Unless they have a... Alright, so they're going to bolt such... That's fine. So now we get to play our next Teferi. Which is why we left it on top. Or kill them. Unless they have a land. Alright, so kill you, I guess. Sure. I imagine they'll scoop and not make us do it because they're also playing the deck, and that would be pretty rude to make us do it. Looks like this is concession lag here. Cool. All right. It's interesting. They have Mana Leak. This is going to be a interesting matchup. Teferi is going to be the most important card by a significant margin. Dispel, Narset. We don't kill Planeswalkers super well. Honestly, this deck could play a copy of Magmatic Sinkhole as a way to kill opposing Planeswalkers. It's not a terrible idea. Okay. Then we need to keep our burn spell. It's weird because our burn spells kill the Planeswalkers, which is important. The Path to Exiles only kill Felidar Guardian to stop the combo. I don't think I want a ton of these, but I still probably want some. The thing is the bolts also stop the combo too, so yeah, just cut all the paths, honestly. I guess also giving them a land kind of sucks. Yeah, I think I'd rather try and interact with their combo on the other axis, not the kill Felidar Guardian axis, because the other axis, the cards that are good in the other axis are also good against every other part of their deck. Like Bolt can target Saheeli or Teferi or Narset or whatever, whereas the only thing Path to Exile can do is remove Felidar Guardian. So I think I actually don't want to play from that angle. We have more blue cards for Force now. I don't actually mind the Celestial Purge either. Is there a card I want it over, though? That's tough. The ability to, if they can just stick a Saheeli and like leave it in play and go to 4, it's kind of hard to kill, whereas Purge can actually kill it. Is it better than Helix, though? Killing Teferi Time Raveler is really important. I guess we have the Geists, too. Geist is really good. They have Mana Leak, which is weird, though. Mana Leak is usually not a card we play in this deck, but... wow. I'm not sure what to do here. I'm going to leave the Helix in. Helix plays a little better with the Geist plan, too. As far as just, like, dealing damage. Certainly getting our money's worth in this video. Man, it's a long one. It's not great, but we're going to keep. Narset's pretty important. It's not bad. Alright, I mean, we're a little land heavy, but things might get slow and counterspelly, so having extra lands isn't necessarily a bad thing. Alright, so they're playing the Stoneforge package also. They're not playing the Astrolabe package, which is fine. It certainly makes our bolts better, that's for sure. Sword of Fire and Ice, sure. Teferi Time Raveler, sure. Also good. Pretty sure we just bolt and play a tap land. Pretty Pretty ballsy. They have a force here. Wow. Pitching Teferi. Wow. That is gutsy. That is gutsy. Alright, well, we are going to play our own copy of Teferi Time Raveler, and we are going to see if it resolves, and if it does, we're going to bounce Stoneforge Mystic. Can't get up by the sword, so they have another force. That would be pretty wild, but obviously they're gonna get a Batterskull, which is kind of annoying. But this still makes them use their mana. They missed the land drop, so unless they actually have Batterskull in hand already, that would be pretty tilting. All right, okay, I guess that's pretty tilting. Thankfully, this Teferi will help us. Better lucky than good, etc., etc. That's pretty scary. I mean, they obviously don't have a fourth land on their hand, so they just drew their third land. It's right at the bottom. I think we're pretty safe from Felidar Guardian. I think they have to draw the actual land next turn. So we're going to Teferi and just hope they don't have it. It's really as simple as that. Their hand is Stoneforge, Sword, card. One of those cards probably Felidar Guardian, but Saheeli, sure. We'll leave Spell Pierce up and say go. You got it, you got it. They all seem to be scared that we, have a bolt or something. Lightning Bolt targeting Teferi. That is annoying, but sure. They're playing. What are they not playing? How do they fit all these cards in their deck? They're playing Astrolabe and Stoneforge and the equipments and Mana Leak and all the cards that we're playing. I might actually Spell Pierce this, because they can copy it and draw a card too. And I'm pretty scared they have the combo. We don't have an answer yet. I guess we could just Narset next turn and find a... We can't really answer Saheeli super easily, though. That's pretty interesting. I'm gonna Spell Pierce this. I don't know if this is right or not, but they're gonna have the ability to possibly copy this, draw a card, draw another card. We think they're stuck on lands a little bit. Their hand is Sword, Stoneforge, card, which is probably Felidar Guardian, maybe. All right, they topped. That's pretty scary. All right, so now Narset needs to help us out a little bit. Okay, yeah, it's Bolt. We think they topped the land for Felidar Guardian. We need to make sure we have a way to stop the combo. Obviously, now they're not going to just jam it and go for it, which is fine. I guess they probably Felidar Guardian, Flicker, Batterskull, maybe. But if we draw a Felidar Guardian, we kill them. Alright, you're correct. There's your land. Alright, they're just going to jam Stoneforge again. Okay. Sure. So we know they have a sword. We thought their card might have been Felidar Guardian, but now this is a little weird. They definitely topped the land. So they have sword and a card we think is Felidar Guardian. But if it was Felidar Guardian, it makes a lot of sense to just slam Felidar and Flicker Batterskull. Because we have Bolt in our hands, they can't go off, obviously. We're not bolting the Stoneforge Mystic. Like, Are we? I don't think so. I think we're going to Narset and see what we draw and stuff. It's a land, obviously. Alright, so our fetch land is now dead. That was the last fetchable land in our deck. So that is exceedingly unlucky, but alright. It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. Just back-to-back terrible, terrible luck. Now, I don't mind Saheeli, copy Astrolabe. Just draw a card. Again, we know they have a sword. We think their last card is Felidar Guardian, but we're not sure. I suppose then they can just attack Saheeli. Which is honestly fine. I mean, we have another Saheeli. I'm not sure what to do. I guess scrying is somewhat comparable to drawing a card, and it keeps our Saheeli safe. That Narset was just brutal. Just missing there. Alright, we're going to plus another Saheeli. Alright, bottom. Alright, and we're going to play a land, I guess, tapped. So we have Bolt up anyway. It doesn't play around Spell Pierce, though. I think that's fine. Nah, let's play around Spell Pierce. They know we have Bolt. Top go. So they've got Sword of Fire and Ice on tap. Snapcaster Mage, pretty good. That was a pretty good one. I think we draw up Astrolabe now. Sure. So we have Bolt, Snap, Bolt, and another card. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. Again, no fetchable lands left, so Scalding Tarn sucks, because it's just really pretty unfortunate. I think you want one more fetchable land in our deck, as I said earlier. I mean, we want Bolt, Snap, Bolt. Oh, we have Bolt, Snap, Bolt, Dispel. So we're good. Just tap land. Right, Bolt, Snap, Bolt. Yeah, okay. Alright, so ship a turn. I mean, they put in the sword, which whatever. Sure. Attacking Narset. Alright, we're going to bolt this Stoneforge Mystic. Killing creatures valuable anyway, and I think this Narset's pretty important. It turns off their Astrolabes and their card draw and stuff. We're going to kill this. Cards in hand. Alright, we found some more lands, I guess. I guess we're we're just Saheelying. Maybe they're not playing Snapcaster Mage. Maybe that might be kind of a cool idea. Snap's kind of medium in this deck anyway. I guess probably just not playing Narset either. Narset's so good. Alright, Workshop Plus here. Sure. And ship a turn. I mean, we have Snap Bolt, we have or Snap Dispel Pierce, we have Dispel. We're way ahead on cards, they have no creatures. And they're poking us with Saheeli, which is fine. Thankfully, Saheeli can't poke Planeswalkers. Next turn we get to scry and then draw the card with Astrolabe, which is fine. Upkeep, Lightning Helix, our Saheeli. I think that's fine. Sure. Let's play a new Saheeli. I guess Dovin's Veto would be the real card that punishes us here, which I did not really consider, but okay, it's good for us. Bump it up. Another snap. I'm cool with that. Also cool to draw that. So now we have Dispel, Snap, Dispel, Pierce, or Bolt. What costs 5? Felidar Guardian with a mana up. So we can't stop the Guardian itself, but obviously we can stop the combo. But they already plussed. Alright, so stuff like your Batter Skull. It's smart. Smart. And so I think they have a Bolt or a Path. So ideally, if we can just draw a Felidar Guardian, we should win the game on the spot. We are approaching danger zone here with the all the stuff that's happening. So let's try and draw a relevant card here. No, that is not a relevant card. All right, let's try and draw a relevant card. That is also not a relevant card. All right. Screw beats Flood every time, unfortunately. And now we're dead. We can't do anything. I'm sorry. We can Bolt, Snap, Bolt the whatever they equip. So I'm sorry. We can't do that. We only have one Bolt. Back to being screwed. Yeah, I mean, this game really sucked. Honestly. Like, we just kind of bricked. We were in a great spot. We're like halfway through our deck. We never drew a Felidar Guardian. We never drew a lot of things. Geist. They obviously don't know we're screwed because we have 6 cards in our hand and 8 mana in play. But so they're going for a copy of Felidar Guardian, which is fine. And they're going to make a mana. Sure. You're going to equip the token. Sure. Okay. I mean, I believe this gives us another turn. I guess I can kill my Saheeli and I can't stop it, which is annoying, so I guess maybe not. Let's be Snapcaster. Bolt. I don't think it really matters. I can block this. 3, 4, 5, 6. They're smart. They just shock Saheeli. Obviously, this is blue and red. No, they're shooting me. Okay. So you're telling me there's a chance between Dispel and Force of Negation. Okay. We got a big draw step here, folks, that I didn't think we had, but apparently we do. So all right, rebuy. So we get to scry. Love it. One of the things I do like about these decks is you give your opponent a chance to hang themselves. And it looks like our opponent might have hung themselves. Wow. I mean, I don't know. Our opponent could have done anything. They would have won that game. Like, you just shock a Saheeli and they can never lose. Wow. All right, cool. 2 and 2. Don't think a Stoneforge package is too good in this deck. I like Narset a lot, and it just turns on a lot of your opponent's removal. It is kind of cool to make them have to deal with the Stoneforge, and you try and get them with Saheeli and stuff, but I'd rather be more of a control deck. The thought of removing Snapcaster for Stoneforge is kind of interesting, but Snap's just really, really good. It is awkward at times. It's just another 3-drop, but okay. It's fine. Fiery Islet. Feeling this is a burn deck. Yeah, okay. Burn deck probably on no lands. So, once again, Path to Exile looking like crap. Alright, and I don't want to shock. I think we're going Island Serum Visions, and that kind of sucks, but we gotta find a land anyway. It'll hopefully be white. Alright, Saheeli's on the bottom. This is on top. Yeah. Oh god, these one land creature hands against Path to Exile are destroying me inside. They are killing me. So they have 5 spells in their hand, and I just don't ever want to cast Path to Exile. Just unlock their entire hand. It just feels so bad. Alright. Alright, let's get ourselves a white land. Might be Sacred Foundries if you draw a Bolt. You want to cast that? Yeah, I like that. Alright. I think we're casting Path to Exile this turn. We could Spell Pierce something, Path something, and then try and set up for Teferi, I guess. So we can't Shock here and play Teferi. That's just way too bad. Alright, so pretty easy Spell Pierce. I haven't drawn Spell Pierce too much this league, but it is quite good. Alright, as much as I really, really hate this, we have to path this. Now you get to Teferi bounce Soulscar Mage, and they're slowed down a bit, but Serum Visions. Oh man. Definitely want to get Felidar Guardian in play before Saheeli. We're comboed up here. This Force is probably going to be fine. Draw a land. That's so bad. Because now they have 6 spells in their hand. Ah. Alright. That kills me pretty quick. Okay. That was smart to kill that. That's a start, I guess. Why can't we just draw a land? Oh boy. Is countering Manamorphose on the menu? It just like takes 2 mana away and denies a draw? I think it is. Burst Lightning targeting me. So their hand is Soulscar Mage, Kiln Fiend, card. If their last card is a bolt, they can upkeep it. Probably won't though. Lava Dart? No. Alright. Tough game there. Pretty tough game. Oh, bad things. Why do you do this to me? I feel like there's about 3 or 4 games already in this league, or if we just drew a lightning bolt to the path, we probably would have won easily. Alright, so we're bringing in our Purge, probably Explosives, 2 Timelies. I don't mind Force in this matchup. I'm not sure how many you actually want, but I still don't. I don't really like Path that much. We do need kill spells, but Purge and Explosives also help that too. So it's kind of like 2 Path, 2 Force, I think. Obviously, want Helix. I like Spell Pierce. Want the full combo. I almost wouldn't mind the 3rd Narset just because it does turn off Crash Through and Manamorphose, and then it just helps us find Timely faster, or in a more timely fashion, if you will. You're a little lower on blue cards after board, but alright, I think this is fine. I think this is better for us than regular burn because they have they're a little more focused on the creatures, and we have kill spells to kill the creatures, so I think regular burn is not a great matchup. It's certainly winnable and okay, but alright. This is Good. We can. It's also pretty annoying that the card Lava Dart is exceptionally good at breaking up our combo. But, alright, so we're just going to play this and say go. We'll get a Steam Vents. Probably a Steam Vents. Do you want the extra white or the extra red? Because I have Path, Timely. Doesn't really matter, probably, honestly. I think that Steam Vents plays. Alright, so 18, we kill our Swift Spear, and we cast Serum Visions, which is pretty great. I might just play the Astrolabe, honestly. Serum Visions is better, probably. Whoa, hello. Yeah, those are cards that we were interested in. That looks pretty good for us. Raw Dogging Metamorphose. Like, this is just burning these. They aren't doing anything. They're not playing Arclight Phoenix. They don't have any Prowess creatures in play. Sure. This Timely is going to be nice. Back to 19, 3 blockers. Lava Dart, me? I say light up a stage? Because Dart clears away the soldiers pretty well. Alright, that's fun. Light up stage cards are Lava Dart and another Soul Scar, or a Soul Scar Mage. Alright, so pretty easy block. Again, Lava Dart does make it kind of difficult to combo. But, alright, there's Soul Scar Mage, and they have a Dart available. I'm pretty sure we're just going to Snap Bolt the Soul Scar Mage. They have 1 Dart, right? Yep. Unless they have Gut Shot or Surgical. I think we're in good shape here. Yep. So if they want to flashback both darts here and kill both soldiers, they can do that. Alright, they're just going to go for a more basic attack. I'm cool with this. I only got 2 cards left. Burst Lightning targeting me. I mean, if this last card's Bedlam Reveler, I guess things get ugly, which it probably is because they did that. Yeah, alright, that's tough. Alright, I mean, I'm certainly not thrilled about our current situation. So they're going to Lava Dart my soldier, and they're going to attack for a lot. Teferi. Teferi. I don't want to bounce either one of their creatures. I do kind of want you to be able to defend the combo. That would be cool, but I don't know if that's really where we're at right now. I once again have Arid Mesa and can't fetch a land from it, which is really annoying. Deck definitely needs second planes. God, sucks. We got a shock. That's really bad. Yeah, we need 2 planes in this deck for sure. Easy fix. Cut a Mesa for a planes. Yeah, I think we're in some trouble here, honestly. These two Lava Darts just sitting in the graveyard just seems like it's pretty hard to win without, by comboing, so... I guess Burn doesn't really have that angle, so... Or Raveler to recoup all the cards they lost. This is kind of ugly. I guess we are bouncing the Astrolabe just to draw some cards. Does not feel good. Oh boy. Alright, I think we're dead. Very possible we're just dead this turn. I'd say it's honestly highly likely we're just dead this turn, but we just can't do anything about it, so... Their last card being Raveler is definitely pretty bad for us. Obviously, we dealt with their first wave super easily, but playing a 4/5 or a 3/4 prowess creature that draws 3 cards reloaded them pretty well. Don't know how many Raveler they actually play without playing looting. Might be like 1 or 2. Yeah, I mean, we're dead to basically everything, so kind of unfortunate. I think we ran pretty bad this league, honestly. They reveal 2 lands, sure. And maybe they totally bricked off. I mean, anything kills us. All right, sure. So, like, I mean, we had a lot of games where, I mean, there were at least 3 games this league where if the kill spell we drew in our opening hand was a bolt and not a path, we won easily. We threw the match against the Urza deck. It's like the Spirits matchup is tough, but like I think that if we just had drawn a bolt earlier, we would have won that one. That matchup, same thing. That game 1 is easily won if they're down 1 land. I think, not easily, but I think we are in much better shape. Obviously 2/3 is not very good, but Spirits matchup seems a little tough. I think Bernie matchups are okay. They have a really good hand. It can be tough. I think going forward, I would definitely cut a Mesa for Plains. Maybe we drop back down to 3 Force of Negations. We did play against a very fair set of decks here, and Force is much better against the unfair decks, obviously. If you looking at your local metagame, you can make the Force into a Helix if there's a lot of aggro. It could be a few different things. It could be a Helix. It could be a third Snap, a second Helix. It could be a third Narset if you're in a very grindy metagame. Could be a few things. I think his deck's really, really good. I went 4-1 with it on stream earlier last week. I'm probably still playing it in the PTQ, which for you will have happened yesterday. So kind of just an unfortunate league. I think it's one of the most important things, like I say often, is to kind of think about how the games feel and get a good feel for things. Yeah, that's basically what I got. I don't know. Sideboard seemed pretty good. We definitely struggled. I mean, every deck we played against was pretty like creature aggressive. So resolving a Saheeli was a little hard at times. I think it made our forces really bad. But I don't know. Overall, Sulfur Falls is very, very good. I think Astrolabe adds a huge angle to it. I don't think Stoneforge is where you want to be. I might try it, honestly. If I were to play Stoneforge, I would probably cut Narset, Force. Maybe Helix, Snap. for the 4 Stoneforge and 2 creatures. I guess like you need creatures for Stoneforge too, though. So it really, the problem is like if they kill your Stoneforge, your equipment just aren't very good. You don't have a lot of creatures wandering around to get suited up. Like equipping a Felidar Guardian's not very good. Snapcaster is good with it, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem very good to me, honestly. I might try it, but it's a lot of slots, and a deck gets pretty tight already. So just don't think it's very good. I might give it a try, but that's a deck. So thanks for watching, of course, here on CoolStuffInc.com. Don't forget, every one of these videos has a companion article on Cool Stuff Inc. So if you're watching on YouTube, hop on over to CoolStuffInc.com and read the article that goes along with this video. I do a video every Monday on Cool Stuff Inc., as well as a written article every Friday. And of course, Cool Stuff Inc. is your #1 shop for all your game shopping needs. Card games, board games, miniatures, magic cards. Go pre-order Throne of Eldraine. Looks really awesome. And use promo code JIM5 to get 5% off your order on CoolStuffInc.com. Check it out. I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching. I'm Jim Davis for CoolStuffInc.com.